Hello, everyone. This is the Heat is On podcast, episode 4. I'm Juicy J with my buddy,
jgnoise. Um,
and we're here today to talk about an amazing game. And you can see our spirits are a lot better than yesterday's episode. We beat the Orlando Magic. This is the Orlando Magic post game, and it was a blowout. Let me tell you, we haven't had a blowout like this in a while. I'm gonna say maybe since that Cleveland game, and that Cleveland game was a long time ago before that losing streak, man. So this felt really good. This felt like a really solid game. I feel like every single player on our team had a solid game. Like no matter how small their contribution was, it was a contribution that led to the win. Yeah. Anything you want to say about this?
I mean, our think we finished with 121 points, our best scoring game since December 22nd against the Hawks, where we put up 122 points. It's been a minute since I felt such a passionate win from this team and a well connected group because it wasn't Jimmy Butler. It wasn't just Tyler Hero. It wasn't just Bam Adebayo. It was every single person on this team had a moment
Yeah.
where they were a key factor. And I want to put this really quickly. We had 9 players play for the majority of the game. I'm not counting Orlando Robinson and Haywood Highsmith, but we had 9 players play tonight. 7 of them in double figures. And the other two that weren't was Kevin Love with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, and Duncan Robinson with 9 points.
And Duncan Robinson, from being gone for a while, I'm gonna say he played great. He hit a three. He had a lot of layups. He had an excellent game for a
For
comeback.
sure.
He's at the end of the day, he's a role player. I'm not expecting him to score 15 a night. He played great. I didn't see him chucking shots up. Sorry. I think he played incredible. He was cutting like he always was. I think Duncan Robinson had a great game, especially for his first game back from injury, a concussion like that. But yeah, we had so many guys in double figures. I mean, I feel like that plays to one, our playmaking, how high it is right now. We had a lot of assists, and John Crotty and Eric Reed were talking about it. Our assists are way up, and it's just because you have all these guys who are thinking pass first. And it's always going to get in a guy's hands who can make a three. I mean, make a three or at least penetrate. I think I'm gonna start by saying this. I think one of the biggest contributions to this win was the sub in for Caleb Martin into the starting lineup. Right when I saw that starting lineup, I'm like, "Ooh, I like Caleb Martin in there." Then he went on to hit two threes in the first, and he went ballistic in that third quarter, making layups, made another three. He was playing incredible. I think that Caleb Martin should be our starting power forward from now on. And if you don't think that as well, I don't know what's wrong with you. You did not watch this game because Caleb Martin looked like the Eastern Conference Finals Caleb Martin that we had against the Celtics. So yeah, I think Caleb Martin easy starter for us from now on. And it's not that Highsmith is doing bad. Highsmith was playing great. I wanted to talk about his development and how it's fully done. Highsmith is a great player. He can make a three. He can make a layup when you want him to. He's amazing on defense, but you have Caleb Martin who could do all those things and just score at a high level. There's no competition with Highsmith, and Highsmith is always going to be a great player. And hopefully, he improves his offensive playmaking a lot more. But Caleb Martin, for now, welcome to the starting lineup, bro.
For sure. For sure. I 100% agree with you there. The energy he brought was outstanding. And another player that brought energy when it was needed, when it was required, is the newest addition to this Miami team, Terry
Scary Terry.
Rozier. Scary Terry. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal. I mean, This is
Hey,
my, in my
before you
opinion.
start talking about this guy, bro, people were praying, the Terry Rozier haters, the DeJounte Murray wanters
Sir,
were praying that this game never came. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was about to say that this game, in my opinion, is his best game in a Heat uniform, despite the 21 or 24 points in the loss to the Suns. And although he didn't score as well, I mean, as much, I mean, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Part of those 18 points came at a time where we needed. There was a possession where it was just back-to-back mid-range shots for Terry Rozier, and in the fourth quarter. And yeah, man, all these Terry haters talking about how we traded Lowry for a younger version of Lowry. I haven't seen anything from y'all, and y'all are real quiet right now. I mean, just an outstanding performance from him, and and what made this game special was, like I said in the beginning, every single person had a spark at a certain time, and the biggest spark of them all, Jimmy freaking Butler.
Oh yeah.
An 8-0 run by himself. I mean, truly spectacular. Truly what you need to start the fourth quarter after what felt like the second almost comeback from the Magic. And I'm gonna get further along those lines of coming back from a comeback with a comeback, but I'm gonna let Juicy J talk about his statistics and what he took from tonight's game, and we're gonna build off that. So hit it to me.
So I'm gonna go into Jimmy Butler, like you said. He obviously had a great game, but he also had 8 assists, 8 rebounds. I mean, that's almost a triple double. One more quarter of basketball, and that guy has a triple double. People are not going to see that because they're going to be like, "Oh, whatever." He had 23 points. That's really good. This man, I mean, in that fourth quarter, we were on a 10-0 run. Well, they were on a 10-0 run, and we were scared because we were up by 20, and we are like, "Oh my God, they're coming back. The Heat are going to do this again." Jimmy Butler goes down, hits a triple, step back, looking like the Bucks series again, then goes on the other side, hits another step back triple, goes on the other side, and makes a layup and says too small.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you know how I was screaming, right? Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, this is the first like flash that I've ever seen that he really did look like that Bucks like series because he never really shot threes like that. And I told you this. He never really shot threes like that. But in that Bucks series, he was draining them like he was a freaking three-point shooter all along. But yeah, Jimmy Butler had a great game. That's for sure. He continues his stretch of 20 plus points per game. I mean, he's going to improve his averages so much, and I know he doesn't care about that, but it's really helping us. Jimmy Butler's increased level of play is truly helping us win. I mean, we've won most of the games that he's been on this stretch. I think it's incredible what he's doing for us. And I also want to talk really quickly about Bam Adebayo, who had a great game in the end of the day. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds. He ends his double-double streak that he was going for like 5 games now. But he doesn't care about that, or at least he shouldn't. He had a great game. He had flashes just like every other player, and he shouldn't feel that bad because another guy, Tyler Hero, had 14 points, had a great game. He didn't play bad at all. He made some crazy layups in the beginning. He had a couple threes. He was looking really good. Tyler Hero has been playing really well. He hasn't been chucking up shots. He's just been playing smart basketball. And I think that's what we all see from this Heat team right now. And that's what Eric Green and John Crotty were saying as well. This team is playing smart basketball. Every single player is doing what they should be doing. And that's what's giving us these wins.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, Bam's least worry right now is the double double as he's heading to his third straight All Star game next weekend. I mean, just phenomenal, man. I mean, when you see how deep our team is, and this is what I mean when I say we're deep. We have every player that played tonight just do a what I call a team win because sure, it's all fun when Jimmy Butler goes out and I know he hasn't done it in a while, but let's say he puts up 40 points, but we win by 5, depending on the team, you know. But overall, my comment is I rather a team that's just sharing the ball and sharing these scores. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And
For sure.
and a team that's well connected. I mean, there were some passes that I couldn't even think about, that I couldn't even see as a fan watching, and I couldn't believe that they made it in a live game. The 360 Jimmy layup, I just had to bring it up. That was phenomenal.
I
And
mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, Jimmy, what are you doing? And then he makes it. Come on. He
um,
was in his bag this game.
my next point is, yes, the Orlando Magic are not the Boston Celtics, the the Cleveland Cavaliers, who surprisingly are number 2 in the East. They're not the OKC Thunder, but they are the number 5 defensive team, and we just
I
blew
didn't even know that.
we blew right through
We really did. We scored 121 and we held them under 100.
them. Exactly my point, and it's all coming together when it needs to come together. A win like this and a game tomorrow at against the Spurs, it's coming together when it needs to. Come that the playoff stretch in April. I mean, we play like this, man. I see that trophy in Jimmy Butler's hands come 2, 3, 4 months from now.
I really do. I really do. And it's not even that hard from where we are. All we got to do is go past the Pacers, and the Pacers are going to lose. They're going to lose a lot of games. I don't see the Pacers making it into the playoffs as easily as they are right now. I think they're going to go play in, and I think we're going to knock their asses out. Now, two more things I want to say about this game. I want to go back on the Caleb Martin. You said his energy, and I like that because I think that's what really like started this game off the way it did. Because Bam went ballistic and he was scoring as well, and Caleb Martin went crazy. I think Caleb Martin's energy really like affects the game because he goes crazy with the dunks. His threes when he's hitting, I think he elevates the team so much more than you think he does. And another guy that I want to talk about that's like an unsung hero. We always talk crap about him, but in 15 minutes, Kevin Love had 7 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. 2 offensive fouls charged. In 15 minutes, this guy contributed way more than I ever expected him to in this basketball game. And it doesn't look like much from the stat sheet, but I mean, he made 2 threes, got 4 rebounds, and made 4 plays for people that turned into points. And he drawed 2 offensive fouls that just gives us the ball back. Kevin Love, you could say what you want about him, but he had a great game in the little minutes that he was given. And I understand the little minutes that he was given because you want to have Bam on. Wendell Carter was cooking there. We don't expect Kevin Love to have good defense. But what I do expect him to do is to get rebounds, make passes, and make some free throws and maybe make a couple threes. If Kevin Love is open, I expect him to make a three. And he did. He didn't shoot that bad this game. Now, there is games, obviously, where I want to rip my hair out of what Kevin Love is doing on the floor. But this game is not one of them. And Kevin Love hasn't had a game like that where he's just chucking up threes and missing
Mm,
and breaking everything. He hasn't had a game like that for a while. So I think we just got to give Kevin Love his flowers here because he's a great guy. I think it's really to have a veteran like him on the team, especially when we lost Lowry. I think he's the perfect guy for our team right now. And he has championship experience in the end of the day, so he's going to know what to tell these guys to get them, in good spirits. So yeah, Kevin Love had a good game.
for sure. And something I noticed was, um, Kevin Love is always gonna miss that first three he takes, but he will never miss the second one. He'll never stop shooting it. I've Over the last 4 games, Kevin Love has missed the first 3-pointer he puts up, but nails the second. And I know
Hmm.
that's a weird statistic I'm giving, but it's something I've had my eye on. Before you get to your last point, this is where I want to come in. We were up 53-33 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the second. We finished halftime 56-49. That's a 16-3 run to end the half. Like many
Yeah,
Heat fans, I know many Heat fans out there that were shaking due to this run, that were shaken up,
yeah.
and their spirits plummeted to the ground. But
I was one of them. I'm just gonna say that.
but here's where I want to come in and say this. Yes, we did allow them to have a 16-3 run. And before I get on to the further stats, they gave everything they had to finish the first half, and we were still up 7. Um, Usually when teams have these type of run, I mean, obviously it was cut short thanks to the halftime buzzer. Would it have been different if they had more time? Possibly, but that's not what we're focused on. We let them go on their run. It's the comeback that we came with. We killed their comeback with an even bigger comeback. We started the third quarter with 56 points. They had 49, and I believe we ended the third quarter 96-75. We
Ooh,
we ended halftime at a 7-point lead. We ended the third quarter at a 21-point lead.
wow.
And again,
And
I'm sorry, they did make one more final run when at 7 minutes left in the game, it was a 10-point game. But then Jimmy Butler with 8 straight points on an 8-0 run really changed the momentum of the game, which in my opinion, thanks to him, we got the W.
really good game overall. And I just want to say it's been a while since we've had a second half like that as well. Because our first half was good, but it was kind of like with the theme of like doing good in the beginning and then letting come back after. Because that happened in the first and it happened in the second. But that second half, we haven't had a second half where we just come in and like murder. I mean, we controlled the game for the entire game. We controlled the game the entire night. We never let them get a lead, and I think that's how we need to play. If we have a 10-point lead, we should not be letting them anywhere near 5 or anything like that Wizards game. But that Wizards game was good because we still won. But in the end of the day, this is the perfect game that we needed. It was a really important game. It was a must win for the Heat. We were down by the Magic, and now we beat them in the series. We never have to play them again. And take their spot as 7th place in the East. And the Magic, they've got to feel bad about this. I mean, they beat us before. They see us. You know they're scared of us. You know the league is scared of us. They see Terry Rozier absolutely balling out and we played really well. I mean, we shot 54% from the field. That's excellent shooting. We shot 36% from three. That's pretty good, and that's in part of Tyler Hero's comeback. I think Tyler Hero, he's obviously our best 3-point shooter. And Duncan Robinson didn't shoot well from the three, but he didn't really get that many shots off. Duncan Robinson, like I said before, had a great game. Another guy that had a pretty good game is Jaime. He salvaged this game. He got 12. That's good. That's the most he scored since he came back from injury, and that's not even bad. You have to remember that Jaime is a rookie, and no matter how good he be scoring 15 points per game or 30 points per game a night, but he's consistent. That's all I say. He does have some flashes of like what's wrong with you, but Hyman's played good. He made a three. Remember, Joe Ingles drilled a three, and it really made me mad. And then Hyman just went on the floor and immediately made it back. And that was a great play by Hyman. One last guy I want to talk about, Jay Rich. Obviously, Rich has to be our most consistent role player right now. He has to be averaging at least 13 points per game right now. He had 13 points with 5 rebounds and 1 assist. Jay Rich drew so many threes this game. I mean, he was incredible. He's got to be every teammate's favorite teammate because he right when you pass him the ball, he's putting it up, no hesitation, and he's drilling it. I remember he made like one of the deepest threes I've ever seen him take, and I was like, Jay Rich, what do you? And then he drilled it. I mean, amazing player. I think the addition of Jay Rich this season was one of the smartest that Pat Riley has done in a while. I mean, we got this guy from the Spurs for basically nothing, and he's been amazing for us. He's been one of our most productive players this season, and he's been like one of the main reasons why we have so much depth this year.
Yeah, 100%. I knew it when I saw him during the free agency that when we picked him up, many people I know were like, "I don't want this guy. I don't want this guy." Yeah, they're very quiet right now, like speechless. And
Hey, they're not quiet. They're loving Jay Rich, so they switched up. That's all that means.
100%, 100%. And I mean, who's complaining? Even the haters that were hating in the beginning. I mean, I'm glad that he's able to shut them up and make them realize what this guy brings to the table. Come playoff time, and I know I'm talking about the playoffs like we're in March already, but man, I mean, you just compare this team to last year's team, and see how far we made it last year. We were three games away from being the basically the champions of the NBA. And I mean, with the lineup we have now, I just feel more confident than I've been in a while. I mean,
Yeah,
2020 season, I didn't think we would make it to the finals in the bubble. I didn't. I mean, like every Heat fan, I had hope, but I just did not see it coming. 2021 season, it was just the worst season. I don't even want to talk about that. 2022, um, it went Boston's way. Last year, none of us expected to go that far. The biggest Heat fans in the world did not expect us to beat Milwaukee in 5 games.
and trust me,
So,
jgnoise, I don't think you thought that we were going to do that either.
oh no,
We were going into that Bucks series. We were both like, "Yeah, we're cooked. We're going to get swept."
I remember that. I mean, I had said the first game of the series, I was like, well, we're about to get swept by the Bucks, and boy, did the Heat shut me up. That was, oh my god, I get chills every time I talk about that playoff run. But back to what I was saying, we have the addition of Josh Richardson, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Terry Rozier. Yes, we did lose Gabe Vincent and Max Strus last year, and Kyle Lowry this year. But how how much better does this team function going into the playoff this year? I'm gonna have to tell
I
you,
think a lot better.
that's what I'm saying. I feel more confident in this team come playoff time. I know we're making it to the finals. Straight to the finals. I don't care who we're facing. I don't care if it's Giannis and Dame. I don't care if it's Tatum and Porzingis. I don't care if it's Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. We are destroying the East come playoff time, and I love the fact that we are still underdogs because that's what the Heat thrive on. So
Yeah,
that's my
we never
claim.
really. Go ahead.
That's my claim right there. Huge win over Orlando. Definitely has Heat fan spirits up, and I'm gonna have I'm gonna give it to Juicy J to finish up what he has to say. Overall, W win tonight. Let's go back home tomorrow and get a 2 straight home game win streak. And yeah, uh, Juicy J, what you have to say?
Agreed. I agree with everything you said. Let's go tomorrow. Let's get a win. And the good part is that we just go straight back home. Back to back is going to be tough, but there's no better team to play a back to back against than the San Antonio Spurs. This team is bad, and if we lose this, then you will not hear from Juicy J for a while. He will like skip the country or something. But I mean, I have no reason to think that we can lose this game tomorrow. We're coming off of a win against our rival right now. And I'm calling them that because they've gotten a lot better. In the end of the day, they have the same record as us. And I don't think anyone expected the Orlando Magic to have the same record as us next year or this year.
Yeah,
But you were talking about how you think we're going to make the finals, and I agree. And in the end of the day, I'm not going to be like, oh, but we have to play the Bucks and stuff like that. Because if you really want to be the champion, you have to beat the best teams. And you're not going to have an easy road. You're not going to be playing the Spurs, obviously. You're going to be playing the best teams. You're going to have to beat the Celtics. You're going to have to beat Milwaukee. You're going to have to beat the Knicks. And then you're going to have to beat the best team in the West. Winning a championship is so much harder than you think. But I do really believe that this is the team to do it. This team is miles ahead of last year's team. Last year's team, I think one of the only reasons we made it to that finals was obviously because of Jimmy Butler. And I think we had an overall easier road other than Milwaukee and the Celtics. The Knicks was like and I'm gonna say it again, I don't care. The soft middle with the tight ends. You had Milwaukee in the beginning to beat, but we did easily. And that's because Jimmy Butler turned into Michael Jordan. Then we go play the Knicks, and we beat them in one more game than Milwaukee, but Jimmy Butler didn't even have to do that much against that Knicks team. Then we go to the Celtics. That was scary. I mean, really scary. That was against that team because we were up 3-0 and they came back 3-3. I mean, I was mortified after that game 6. Absolutely mortified, which I did. And I really did not have hope that we were going to win that game 7. It felt like round 1 again, and I was thinking, man, we had a great run. We seed, and we really made it all the way to Eastern Conference Finals. And then I thought, hell no. Why am I thinking like this? We're not going to win the championship. I'm not think, oh yeah, we had a great run. Because in the end of the day, do you think the players are thinking like that? And if they are, do you really think that that's the mindset that they should have? Jimmy Butler literally did not hold that conference MVP trophy. He didn't hold it because, or he did, yeah, the Eastern Conference champions. He didn't hold it because he wanted that chip. And we didn't get it. But you know what? It was a great run, a great year. But yes, I do believe that this year's team, and I know I went on a tangent, but I don't care. I wanted to talk about that year. This year's team is more deep and better than last year's team.
for sure. And I mean, we need to keep going on that win tomorrow between coming against the San Antonio Spurs. After a win like this, I mean, you can just sim your entire day tomorrow and go straight to that Heat game come 7:30 and know you're gonna win. And
Agreed.
I mean, yeah,
Hey, and listen, if we beat San Antonio tomorrow, I think it makes that loss to LA just a little bit more like tolerable. Because in reality, we lost one, then we won 2 in a row. We lost one, then won 2 in a row. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is winning one, losing one, then winning one, then losing one. Obviously, I want to go on streaks, and I'd love to continue it against the Celtics, but I'm not going to be that confident. I know I'm always confident, and I know I'm always, man, what's the word? I know I'm always overconfident about this team, but I'm not going to be that overconfident against the Celtics. I'm going to be ready for a battle. That's all I'm going to be ready for. I won't be ready for a loss, but I'll be ready for a battle. I know it's going to be hard. And if we get blown out, we get blown out. We go play Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's having trouble too. But let's not look. We got to beat the Spurs first. So let's not be the Milwaukee Bucks, and let's not lose to the underdogs.
For sure. And I mean, yeah, you'll hear from Juicy J and JG Noise come tomorrow for the Spurs post game.
Yep. See you guys in episode 5, guys. Go Heat. What a great win.
Of course.
Go ahead and enjoy this win, girls.
Yeah, it's a
And see you guys tomorrow.
episode 4. I mean, just high spirits all around. And hopefully we could get right back on here tomorrow with even more greater spirits as we are imagining ourselves with a 2-win game streak. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's episode 4. And stay tuned for episode 5 when the Heat blow out the Spurs.
See you guys. Thank you for watching. And go Heat.
Go Heat, baby.